All Mexicans are in danger. Their phone numbers and confidential information have been exposed, they've been compromised, and it's all because of both Telcel and the government of Mexico.
One day, just one day after the requirement to register our phone numbers with our official documentation came into effect. And there's already a massive data exposure, and I'm not exaggerating, all Telcel customers, which are several million, are at risk. I'll explain what happened because this could lead to the biggest scam ever seen in Mexico. Yesterday, January 9, the mandatory cell phone registry started by law. Telcel launched a site for data uploads, but the page has a major security flaw. I did the technical test and confirmed this. If you enter the Telcel number on the page, even though it visually asks you for a short message service code to log in, behind the scenes the system has already given out all the information of the owner of that line, that is, without entering any passwords. Yes, even if you're not the owner, the system provides the full name, Registro Federal de Contribuyentes Clave Única de Registro de Población, and email address.
Are they aware of how extremely serious all of this is? Criminals, cyber criminals, have access to all your information, to all your data. And now more than ever, they can scam you much more easily and simply than before. In fact, here they tell us, alert, this is extremely serious. The government of Mexico is forcing people to register their biometric data linked to their phone number. And from the very first day, vulnerabilities were already detected. When you enter a Telcel number, the page asks for a verification code, but nothing else is required. The front end itself returns a JavaScript object notation file with personal data for that number, such as full name, date of birth, Registro Federal de Contribuyentes, clave única de registro de población, and email. I mean, all your data, all your information. This is extremely dangerous. You don't need to be a hacker. Anyone can enter your number, see your data, and misuse it. It's extremely dangerous. And do you know what's the worst part of all? This law was supposedly made to protect people from phone extortion. Just imagine that. The entire population was asked for their phone numbers, information, and personal data. They were forced to give them supposedly to protect them from phone scams. But well, it turned out to be the opposite, because now everyone is exposed. Now the extortionists and cyber criminals will be able to scam people with a higher level of detail. Now they can call you and say, hello, how are you? Am I speaking with blah, blah, blah? We're calling you from the bank and giving you all your details, giving you all your personal information. Imagine that, and they tell you, we need you to please do this and go to this website and please log in because your information is in danger. They can easily do that, and people can fall for it. Actually, I think a large percentage of the Mexican population would fall for it. Even people who wouldn't fall for a traditional scam are highly likely to fall for this one. That's why, please guys, stay alert, let's keep reading. Claudia Sheinbaum made a very serious mistake by implementing this law. We told you, we warned you, but this government does whatever it wants. Of course. So this is already extremely serious, and we've gone from a situation where they wanted to protect the citizens to putting everyone in danger. And listen, please, I hope you notice the quotation marks, because everyone here knows that obviously the government doesn't want to and isn't interested in protecting the citizens.
Why is it so dangerous if I only have your number? Because criminals aren't looking for one number at a time. Cyber criminals work with automation. Imagine this. There are already leaked databases with millions of phone numbers of Mexicans. An attacker can use a bot, an automated program, to enter each number from the list into the Telcel portal and record the responses. So, in a matter of hours, they could download the name, clave única de registro de población, Registro Federal de Contribuyentes, and email address of millions of people, linking them to their real cell phone number. They would be building the most accurate and up-to-date extortion database in history, using Telcel's own tool.
What's more, I guarantee you one thing. This is no longer about whether cyber criminals can get your data or not. They already have it. Period. Cyber criminals already have your data and your personal information. It's that simple. They already have it. The moment they detect this vulnerability, boom, they act immediately because they know it's going to be patched, fixed. So they don't have time, they have to act as soon as possible. And that's why I'm 100% sure they've already done it. And very soon, massive scams will begin. This is probably the year with the most scam victims in all of Mexico's history. It could be really because the situation has gotten completely out of control.
The context makes it worse. All of Mexico is anxious about the new mandatory law and waiting for updates from their phone companies. A scammer could use this info to call and say, "Hello, Ignacio Gomez Villaseñor. We're calling you from Telcel and we see that your line ending in 1234 needs your clave única de registro de población, the real clave única de registro de población, to be validated so it won't be cancelled." They have your name, your number, and your real tax information. Their credibility is total. Falling for the scam would be extremely easy. They can steal your WhatsApp account, impersonate you with the Servicio de Administración Tributaria, or commit targeted bank fraud.
That's very true. In fact, I'm sure that one of the scams that's going to become even more common because of this is the famous Amazon scam. Because now the message will even include your name. I mean, just imagine, it's really easy to fall for it. Now here they're telling us that with just a phone number, anyone can access anyone else's personal data on Telcel. The useless cell phone registry should be suspended. It's only useful to organized crime. That's very true. In fact, they're telling us here that the Telcel developer left his personal data in the same JavaScript. And the worst part is, it's public, literally just 3 clicks away. At least now we know who to blame. That's the level we're dealing with. You can see for yourselves. In fact, Telcel released an absurd and ridiculous statement where they said the following: Telcel informs your data is safe. False. Each user receives a unique code by message to access only their own information and link their line. We have implemented additional security measures to the registration process. The process is secure and your data is protected. False. In fact, here it says, look, readers added context. Okay. Telcel hasn't said what went wrong because the information was exposed for hours. What steps has it taken to prevent information theft? And it only reports a message that analysts have shown for years is a very insecure form of protection. So with this, they realize it. People even comment to them, terrible statement. For several hours, the personal data of all their customers was exposed. Also, they only fixed it halfway. There is no more personal data now, but there could be other types of attacks because of how they left it. Their statement should at least include an apology. Even here, another person says, I'll wait until the last day to do that registration. It's disgusting they want to spy on us like this. Just imagine, sir, here. No, it's truly tremendous what happened. Another person also commented the following. Users in WhatsApp channels are leaking Norona's data, who is a senator from Morena, to register him in the telephone user registry. This is serious. Stay alert. They're sharing videos with artificial intelligence to bypass facial verification, the Clave Única de Registro de Población, and the Instituto Nacional Electoral. The worst part is they're sharing evidence that it actually works. Anyone can register anyone? That's how serious it is. Registering phones in Mexico is nonsense. What protection are they talking about? Please, what utter nonsense.
Besides, it's ironic. They forced us to give our information to fight crime, and in 24 hours they just handed organized crime the perfect tool to attack us. Let your family know not to access the registry yet, and be wary of any calls or messages from Telcel or the government asking to confirm info, since their data is already exposed.
I totally agree. Please inform your relatives, show them this video, please share that it is extremely urgent. Their data is exposed. And don't just be suspicious of any message from Telcel in quotes or from the government of Mexico in quotes. No. Be suspicious of practically any text message you receive, whether it's from the bank or, I don't know, from anything. Be very careful. Amazon is another example. Scammers may send messages claiming your package is arriving and ask you to confirm on a website. Don't do it. Be very careful. Seriously, guys, please be extremely careful because all your data and all your personal information is already exposed. Terrible things are coming to Mexico. Please share. Thank you and see you next time.